Hey, I like ideas, I like to be inspired. Using all the energies, not draw tired. I can smile wide and breathe the light of others, but I got my own game, baby. I think I take what directed at you, hey boy. Why you look at me like that? I'll place your judgment, but you can't. What you don't know, what you never will. The press of my soul, get asking, does my fate make easy? We clawed, we chained our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell of love. No one could ditch you. I can't live a lie, running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was you wrecked me. Yeah, you wrecked me.
Hi. Excuse me. Hi again, Jamie. How you doing?
How are you, Lizzie Morris? Look at you.
I'm good. I'm actually outside. I apologize. I'm at actually a cookout for a friend's daughter that's in town. So I wanted to make sure I still talk to you and could make it to the cookout. So
I
how
appreciate
are
that.
you?
I'm doing
Yeah.
great. I'm doing great. No, this is wonderful. You know, you're in your element, in nature, with friends. This is where you should be,
Yes.
in this
I've
beautiful
got
summer day.
a little beer.
Look at that. Is that like an
So
IPA? That looks delicious.
it's a sour beer. It's like a local. It's a Pulpit Rock Brewing Company, which is in Decorah, Iowa. So it's like a
Dig it.
local sour beer. So
Dig
I
it,
heard you
Lizzie.
were at the Nashville show.
I was. So are you in
Yeah.
Nashville now or are you in Iowa?
No, I'm back home. I was only there for a week, but you were there and I didn't get a chance to say hi then.
I know, but it was so packed, but it was such a great night, Lizzie. Like, so yeah, let me ask you about that. How did Nashville treat you?
It was good. It was great. It was a very quick but productive trip. It was super fun. A girlfriend of mine that I grew up went down there with me, so we were kind of tourists, even though I've been going to Nashville for, you know, over 10 years to write and record. So it feels like a familiar place, although it is changing rapidly.
Yeah.
Um, which is good and bad probably. But yeah, I'm working on a new record, so I was just down there singing and yeah, doing a little bit of work in the studio.
I saw. Okay, so a lot to unpack there. We love it, Lizzie. Okay, so yes, there is some footage on the interwebs of you with Kurt Snyder, of course, he's worked with with John Mayer, Grammy winner, with Rod Stewart. He's worked with everybody and anybody. And you just, man, your music, the little bit that we get a glimpse, it just sounds so alive. It sounds like so. There's this lyric that says, "Cracked my heart wide open," and you sing it with such passion.
Okay.
Every time I think I finally lost my mind, it's the only thing reminds me I am alive. Although I'll never know what's on the other side, if I could just let go, crack my heart open wide.
And it's like, yes, it's such a beautiful like sound already, Lizzie. Just beautiful stuff. Is this almost like a renaissance kind of record, like a post 2020 record that we can expect?
Well, I mean, I think in part in my movement, because I'm sitting near an air conditioner, so I'm going to walk over here now. I think that I think it's really just me, post pandemic, post breakup, post election, just everything that's been so heavy,
Yeah.
and not really having a clear idea of even what to say or sing, or I wasn't writing songs really. And then last November, like really right after the election, I was in Nashville and I went there to write, and I ended up writing about eight songs that really were, some of them were about, recovering from this kind of breakup, but also I think some of them were really just sort of the wisdom of like age and having gone through this collective hard time of kind of trying to surrender a little bit to like the mystery of life. And so I think that
Beautiful.
on the back of that, I just ended up writing a ton of songs, and then I started Zoom writing with a bunch of people, um and really just have like amassed all these songs now, and was able to go to LA a couple times to Kurt's home studio and
Yeah.
put them down with great players, Dave Levita and Aaron Redfield, guitar and drums. And just really, it felt very like live and loose. And, um, in Nashville, this last trip, my voice was just feeling so strong.
Mm,
I was just singing and singing and singing. And it
yeah.
just, if, a lot of emotion. It's been an emotional time. So, I mean, I think that definitely, like you said, with the crack my heart open wide lyric, like that there is there's a lot of like raw kind of emotion in this record for sure.
So great, Lizzie. Can't wait to hear it. So yes,
Yeah.
we saw you a couple weeks ago at the Basement East. You were part of this amazing the Cars tribute show.
Yes.
A lot of
It was
friends of
so
our
fun.
show. Yeah, Nicole Atkins was there. Patrick Sweeney was there, and you were there. It was full capacity show. People were like having a great time, Lizzie. I think you came in like a firebomb and rocked Heartbeat City, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
My God. So it was so great. It seemed like you were having a blast. How was it?
It was so fun. I mean, even just going and being in a room full of people and listening to live music again. I mean, it was kind of emotional, no masks. Hopefully everyone's vaccinated, just like it used to be, bumping into people that I know that
Yeah.
like I haven't really been in touch with, like, but people that I recognize, being able to give them hugs was awesome. And then my friend Stanton Edward, he organized the night. He's a brilliant guitar player, musician.
Yeah.
He actually
I think
sang a song I had
I
never
think
really heard him
his
sing.
girlfriend was next to me the whole night, and she's like, "I'm his girlfriend. Do you like his hair?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, you did a great job."
Oh,
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, no, I just met her for the first time too.
Mhm.
Uh at that show. But yeah, like he does a brilliant job. He used to play guitar with me sometimes, and
Nice.
just, yeah, everybody was just the best musicians, the best singers. Everything was in its original key though, so that was a little tricky. For Heartbeat City was a little low. It wasn't in my ideal range, but it was just
Yeah,
meant to be fun. And
I
I
loved
almost
it.
had a little too much fun. I felt like a wild animal that night. I just
It
was
was great. You were
hopping
hopping
around.
barefoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome, Lizzie. And like the question is, and be honest, for a show, for a tribute show like this, how much practice does it go into something like this? Because I would think to myself, I've been singing, you might think for 37 years, I don't need to practice the lyrics. Is it very like kind of like on a whim?
No, I mean, for some people, I think it is, but I get nervous and I worry I'm going to like freeze and forget what I'm doing. So, I mean, I know the band, they practice really hard because there's a lot of details to learn.
Yeah,
Um, but for me, no, I did. I didn't really know Heartbeat City very well. So I just listened to it over and over and over and over and over again for like days leading up, just because even the phrasing's a little different. I thought I knew it, and then I'd sing along and I'd be like, oh, I missed I got the rhythm wrong. So I definitely probably like over prepare for stuff like that because I just don't want to
yeah,
feel unprepared and not do a good job. But I think for other people, if they know the song, I Who's Gonna Drive You Home, I knew that one pretty well. So that was easier.
right.
But yeah.
Dig it, Lizzie. Well, that's great. Okay, let's talk about the reissue album that you're putting out in July. Watch Over Me. Songs from 2002 to 2009, if I'm not mistaken. Why did you decide to revisit these songs, Lissie? I mean, they've aged really well. I mean, All Be Okay, or they sound so fresh still. But do they hit a nerve recently? Like, why now?
Well, so I was always planning on putting out an anniversary edition of Catching a Tiger, and that was supposed to come out last year for the 10-year anniversary. And
Gotcha.
understandably, because of the pandemic, that didn't come out last year, and everything was sort of pushed to this summer instead. So that being said, I had already started sort of finding unreleased songs from Catching a Tiger, and was going through old hard drives and bins and finding old
Yeah.
journals and videos and so forth, like just trying to find old stuff for the Catching a Tiger anniversary. And in that process, really started listening to all these songs that like weren't even considered for Catching a Tiger, that were from, the ages of 18 to 25, that I had written, I suppose, that were songs that, like, they didn't really make the cut for even considering for Catching a Tiger. Not because
Right.
they weren't good, but I mean, they just weren't maybe fully like realized or
Mm.
finished, or the production wasn't quite right. And also they were old. Some of them were songs I wrote when I was like an 18-year-old.
Yeah.
And so I think once I found all these songs again, and was talking to my management about it, and they were excited, and kind of they encouraged me, really, like, you should put this stuff out, just like archives, early works, for people who, it was important to me that people not think it's like new material, but
Yeah.
rather like these are kind of like prequel songs. Like, they were the songs that kind of helped me cut my tooth as a songwriter. And then I was first ever in a recording studio, and when I was first ever even playing with bands. It's just a little bit of that history that I thought, like, and after this year of reflection, or year or two, just seemed like, why not? I don't need to make a huge deal out of it, but at the same time, like, there's no reason that these should just sit on a hard drive and never be enjoyed by anyone. So we had
Yeah.
the idea of, putting out, or Watch Over Me, which is one of the songs that's on it. So just an acoustic demo of a song I wrote by myself when I moved to LA as a 21-year-old. And it gives people, I think, a little backstory.
I love
And,
it.
why not? There's so much stuff on the internet. Just get it
Yeah.
all out there,
Well,
So
they sound really fresh, actually. They've aged really well, Lucy. The
yeah,
few that you've put out, for sure.
awesome. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Lizzie. So, I know you're in a party. I want to play a little game with you, but before I want to ask you one question, because you're so I feel like you're such a profound friend of our show. So we love asking this stuff. Last year when we last spoke, you had just released the covers album, the Martha Wainwright. We were talking about all that stuff. And we were all cooped up at home. I feel like it was like August or something. We were all just like in that peak cooping at home. How are you different today? And I mean, like, as an artist, as a person, what have you shed? What do you no longer carry with you in your soul, in your chakras, that you let go last year?
Yeah, I mean, I think this breakup that I went through, it was
Yeah,
really, I mean, it at times felt like I don't know how
it was
I'm going
intense,
to.
right?
It was intense, but I don't know if it was just the breakup. It was kind of like the breakup, and then the world, and then like my nervous system, maybe some PTSD or whatever, where I just like really, really struggled in a way that it was like not even in my mind. It was like my nervous system was just like I was in fight or flight or something. And I
Sure.
was just, I can't even explain it to you, but it was like really, really, really hard. And I think that I really realized that I have to, take care of my body. I have to
Yeah.
make an effort. Not that I always do it, but really to be like, I need to exercise and meditate and eat well and go for swims and go for walks and be in
Yeah.
nature and journal and, take breaks off of drinking when I start drinking too much, finding that, really realizing that, okay, like I just really need to be able to take better care of myself. But B, so that I can really actually, I have so much more gratitude, I think. I
Nice.
try and really, I feel like for so long, we did take things for granted or something, or we felt entitled to life being a certain way. And now I think we all realize, like, life is really precious and anything could happen and so much is out of our control, and trying to really just find where I'd like mindfully stop and be grateful for something even simple,
Yeah.
like, over the winter even, I'm grateful that I have plenty of warm clothes, I have heat, I have nice blankets, just those sorts of things,
Yeah.
like really trying to make an exercise of trying to focus on what is rather than what isn't.
Yeah.
And
Beautiful.
just being patient and knowing that
Look at you.
things are always changing. So what did I shed? I guess really I just had to move through that difficult time and like feeling strong on the other side of it. Like also feel like I have tools now that if when I'm in another painful cycle in the future, hopefully I have a little more,
Yeah.
wisdom on how to get through things and how to really accept things more. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, you look great. You're like, your energy is just like really great.
Thanks.
So,
Well,
absolutely.
I cut my own bangs and they look
Yeah,
half
yeah,
dorky.
absolutely. Look at
I've
that,
also
bringing bangs back.
been gardening like crazy, so I'm tan, but
Look at that. Love it,
yeah.
Lizzie. All right, let's play a little game and I'll let you go. It's called Flip the Tune, Lizzie. And the concept is simple. We're just going to play 3 of your songs in 10-second clips. So 3 10-second clips of your songs, but we're going to play them in reverse.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
catch. And we just want to know, how well you know your songs. You have such a deep discography too. So, yeah, are you down?
I'm down. I'm ready.
All right, cool. Let's do it. So we're gonna play Flip the Tune with Lizzie Morris. And here is the first one of 3.
Oh my gosh, that's hard because I sort of feel like I do have is it just because I can?
No, it's Don't You Give Up on Me.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, fun. Okay, I missed the first one.
Well, listen, don't feel bad. You'll be surprised the results that we get around here. So you're fine.
Okay.
There's still hope. All right.
Okay.
Let's go with the second one. Flip the Tune with Lizzie Morris. And
Oh, is that Hey Boy?
that is Hey Boy.
Oh,
There
okay,
you
oh,
go.
Beetle. Okay, got it. I didn't
See?
know until the very end.
Until the very end.
Yeah.
Look at you. All right. There you go. You're already at like a passing grade. There. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Now we go for the passing score. Flip the tune, Lizzie Morris. Last one. And away we go.
Blood and Muscle?
Yep, that is Blood and Muscle.
Oh wow. Oh good. I did it.
Very good, Lizzie Morris.
That almost sounds kind of cool like that. Like it sounds very Icelandic or something. It's got a real like Sigur Rós Bjork thing going.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm
You
into
have it
it.
inside of you. Cool.
Yeah.
Lizzie, well,
Awesome.
you've said it all. Enjoy your barbecue. Enjoy your family. Always great catching up with you, man. You just give us insight, wisdom, the whole thing. So thank you for your time, Lizzie.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. And hopefully we'll speak again sometime soon. So you take
Absolutely.
care. Thanks so much. Stay healthy. Okay.